Huh?
You film a porno there.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah.
So I walk into this house. I don't know what this. I didn't know what I was getting into. I'm thinking I'm going like a trailer park or some shit. You know?
Right.
We pulled in like, this is hers. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. You got golf carts, go karts, everything in the barn.
Yeah.
I walk into the house, right? Walk into this house, and I turn to my left, and there's this humongous fucking grizzly bear, like just stuffed, huge. And I'm looking around, and I'm seeing gazelles and elephants, and I'm like
$5,000, $10,000.
yes, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, what's going on? You know, it's like a man's mansion cabin.
Yeah.
So I'm chit-chatting up with a girl in Oklahoma. Yeah. I'm chit-chatting up with this girl, whatever. She's like, yeah, I'm going to go work out for a little bit. You mind just like hanging out here? And it's like me and my ex is already weird, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't even know why she's there. I think because her friend would spend the night there too. You know, it's just weird. Anyways, so I end up getting a conversation with her dad. I'm downstairs, and he's got this big badass leather rocking chair, and he's watching the show. And so I asked him, I was like,
how long have you known this person? Where you staying at? Like
maybe a weekend.
You've only known her a weekend and you're at her dad's house?
I'm telling her I'm going up. It's a weird situation.
So her dad knows...
It's a fucked up situation.
Her dad knows she's a slut? Or...
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Anyways, go ahead, my bad.
Possible episode title.
Sitting there, and he's like sitting in this like big badass leather. And everything's like leather. I don't want to touch anything because everything looks so rich. We're standing on like a wild animal rug. I don't remember what it was, but I remember thinking...
Like nobody lives there. Yeah,
put my feet there, you know? And so I asked him, I was like, so are you retired? You know, trying to ask the question without asking the question. And he's like, yeah, I have my own hunting show on TV.
What?
And that's what I said.
I'm about to ask your daughter to marry me.
Dude, and he told me, right? He said it's one of the special channels that you buy, right? And so he was telling me, he's like, yeah,
did you say, one of them special?
Yeah, no. His daughter did the announcing and shit in the show. And
what?
It was just, yeah. And I was like, she never told me that.
What show was this?
I can't
dudes that probably had their own internet series.
No. This is before like all that. Like we had flip phones.
Like
what you would see on local TV, the hunting channels.
Like back in the day, you had to buy Motor Trend.
Yeah.
That's what, and you'd have to buy Snoop Dogg's like weather station or whatever.
Like a Duck Dynasty type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but not
okay.
And so anyway, so he's telling me all this stuff, and he's like, "Do you hunt?" I was like, "Yes, sir. I've been hunting a couple times. You know, I really like to get more into it now that I see all your shit that's badass." You know. Yeah. Anyway, so we were talking about hunting, and I told him, my buddy's got acreage up there in Paris, and he's like, "Oh, a lot of hogs in Paris. I'll tell you exactly how to get them." And I was like, "Tell me, dude."
Yeah.
He tells me, you get a big fence, right? Like a chain link fence, but one that kind of stands. You know what I'm talking about, like the chicken wire fences, but thicker, right? He says you double those things up, and you make it a big circle, like a humongous circle, and when it gets to the point where it meets, you fold them inwards, both fences.
Like a fish trap.
Yeah, so it's like a fish trap, right? And it's coming in like that. Then he said, you put corn and mix it with diesel. And then put diesel all over that entrance.
I can do that, yeah.
And I was like, for real? He's like, the diesel smells so sweet that they love it and they'll come right in.
Really?
Yeah.
That's when you know they're just dirty-ass hogs.
Yeah. But just in my mind as a little kid thinking, this dude's telling me that put diesel on this to bait hogs. And now that I'm looking at all the shit... I mean, you gotta think this guy's
he's either ribbon me or he's a genius.
Yeah.
Right.
Never done it personally. I would like to try and see what happens.
We'll have to look that up someday.
Yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. But just in awe of every animal.
Was he a nice guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure obviously a good businessman.
Yeah.
My brother's ex-wife, her family was loaded, and we went to their cabin when they weren't there. So it was like that. Like you walk in, like these motherfuckers, and like the wood floor throughout the cabin was heated. You know, it was just like a state of the art cabin. But anyways, my brother, first thing he did when he gets out of the truck, he shoots at a wild dog that's by the porch, and his now ex-wife just loses it. So that sets the tone for the whole weekend.
How did y'all get there?
Took my Avalanche.
Took the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No pun intended. My Chevrolet Avalanche. And not only did I get stuck within 30 minutes of crossing the Colorado state line, it got so cold that my plastic door handle broke off. I went to open my door, I grabbed the plastic door handle, and I go, son of a bitch. Avalanche my ass. And the guy who pulled me out in this old Jeep, he's like, Bet you wish it was 4-wheel drive. I was like, yeah, no shit, bro.
It's about $6,000 more.
This guy was wearing like a t-shirt and I'm freezing. Like.
Did you say you got there and opened up the garage and there was two
4-wheelers?
Yeah,
over the garage. It was like
4-wheelers.
fucking. It's like the heavenly music started playing when I opened up the garage. But we had the hide smoking, you know.
Yeah.
So then we go cook a burger and go smoke. That's the only time I've ever been in like real snow in Colorado. I'd like to go back.
Me and him went to Colorado.
I know y'all went on the trip that I'd like to go on.
Yeah, that was
amazing. That would be a good time to go on a trip like that because you get it very cheap. Have the whole place to yourself.
Your dad bought a
plane ticket to New York, and now it's about 8.5 months away. Yeah. But he doesn't know if he's going to be able to use it. Right. He just bought it just because he saw how cheap it was. You know.
He's like, I just want to do this.
Yeah, he's like, huh?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, the way the world's going now, I think everybody's working towards the same goal.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. People, it doesn't take long for creatures to have it to get used to something and be like, huh, this ain't too bad.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, there are people who are
go stir crazy,
who lost or bad position with work and stuff like that.
Yeah, too.
But I'm counting on another one of them free checks.
Hey, can we acknowledge the fact that Taco's just been chilling over here? Like this is the first time we've spoken. I think this episode we're like what 20-something minutes in here.
He's chilling, man.
You good?
I forgot what I was saying.
Where's my phone? I forgot.
He's just been like observing.
There's a fucking horse riding in the field right now.
Wait, there's a what?
Black fucking beauty. She's right. She's riding this motherfucker.
Wait, what's going on outside?
There's a girl on a horse.
Open the door.
I did. Well, go.
Yeah.
Okay. I left it.
I guess it's not horsey. It's just a horse.
Dude, she's riding.
You ever seen a horse before?
I don't know.
No, I'm amazed. We have golf carts, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers, and
now a horse.
As long as everybody's on the same page, like him and I were talking about, like, dude, you got a paradise if nobody screws this up.
Yeah, you power lines. On that one.
Yeah. Look at this petrified bone I found.
Vertebrae.
What is that?
It's a cow vertebrae.
Found it in the front yard.
That's cool.
It's old.
I did carbon dating analysis on it.
You need to lick it.
Yep.
It had a cockroach on it. Go ahead.
No.
$20. Eat that cockroach.
I don't love the vertebrae.
Go throw it in with the. Go throw it in the slow cooker with that.
Oh yeah, give it a little.
Oh, it's almost ready, boys.
Yeah, I could use it.
Guess which you guys about to be hungry?
Probably.
Because we got tacos.
Tacos.
Hey, no, it's not a.
Anyways, all right. So I used to work with my old boss and talking about this petrified bone and stuff. He would always tell me about going towards. What is that? Yuma? Is that Arizona?
Yuma, Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he said on the way to Yuma, you can go down to these creek beds.
There's a Uma Thurman, too.
You're full of shit. You're full of shit.
Uma Thurman, right? Yeah.
She's like, she got ran over by that 1986.
Anyway, my bad.
Anyway, so he says on the way there, there's a bunch of creek beds and all that stuff, and you go there and you find geodes all over the ground. And he said you can actually see like petrified, like mammoths. Footprints and stuff like that. Yeah.
Stuff like
and
that.
So he would always tell me like, yeah, dude, you just gotta do this, you gotta do this. And I went on YouTube one day and searched it. Right? Just kind of like, oh, how do you do it? Where do you find it? So most of the time you find it in pebbly rock areas and in water. Yeah, like riverbanks. So Florida is one of the best places to go where you get the goggles, you go to those clear creeks. And so I was watching these guys pick up like megalodon teeth and vertebrae, old cat jaws with like dude. And they're all black and hard as a rock.
And then when you come up to the surface, you're face to face with the crocodile.
I thought the same thing, but he was pretty close to the salt
around a place like that. I want to find a piece of gold from like the Spanish vessel.
So does everybody else.
Like some gold bullion or something.
But he was my boss was telling me you would be surprised what you find like in the desert.
I believe that
because at one point in time there's water there.
Yeah.
So he said you'd be out there and you would see.
That
just nothing.
It hasn't been excavated.
Yeah,
you know that's just natural layers of.
Yeah, he was pretty cool, dude. He's one of those historian guys. He offered to do genealogy for my wife.
Really? He just trying to get a weird sample from her.
No. We already just went through.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. No, he's
bold. I'm drawing genealogy in my wife.
Yeah. He'd be the guy sitting right here doing this with us. You know what I mean? That kind of guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's cool. I like hearing old stories from him.
I was walking my dog not too long ago at the park right over here, and two old people get out of the car they both had metal detectors.
Yeah.
And they passed by me and they started talking, and that's what they do. Like they would show me pictures of everything they found. They found some badass stuff with those metal detectors. Really? Bro. Yeah. Just random stuff. Yeah. And they had a good metal detector that wore the headphones, and it can tell you not only does it make the noise, but
nickel, copper.
Exactly. Yeah, and how far down and stuff.
That's. I mean, if that's your hobby, it's worth spending the money.
It was a way for them.
Yeah, you have old farmland. That'd be fun.
It was a way for them to get out and exercise. You know, they're older. Yeah.
Something they can do together.
Yeah.
Excitement of finding.
And they started talking, and they went all in depth about this online club. And I looked it up. I was like, what kind of nerdy club is? But in all the DFWs, like the DFW Metal Detector Club, and there's like 3,400 people in there, like actively,
really
talking about sites and stuff, and
that's crazy.
Getting to places before they come demolish.
Yeah.
The best is go to like old barns.
Yeah.
You can find tools and stuff in the ground. Old barns. Yeah. I was bored.
Old shoes and stuff. I'm guessing.
Yours would be cool because that was all farm.
Yeah, that one fence post that's out there with the old barbed wire in that tree.
See, and here's what I'm gonna be missing out on. I always like whenever you go to small towns, like especially like where you live. I got this mustache tickling my nose. But you go into like a cafe or you go at the gas station and you spark up a conversation with an older guy or older woman, and they tell you like, yeah, well back then this was farmland and this used to be like this. Whenever they're gone, who's gonna have that information?
Right.
Nobody. You know what I mean?
The only way all you will see is how much land was sold to the city, whoever, the company.
Nobody's
it'll just be a number like 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
You won't know anything about it. But.
Yeah, so that sucks because your father-in-law can tell you everything about that area.
Oh, yeah, because he grew up
there. That's cool.
He grew up there, yeah. Like that fishing hole he told you about?
Yeah, that fishing hole.
Yeah, you never know.
He's like, I used to grab my cane pole.
Like, he could tell you, like, the most traveled road pathway, you know.
Remember what that lady told you at the museum? The old lady in the rock and the
Rose City Museum. Yeah,
Rose City, Oklahoma.
Right here.
Oh, Roy City. Oh, I guess they said Rose.
He said. She said they used to go out there on 30 when they were still building 33.
Oh wow!
And she said like it was like dead end right there or whatever. And she said they used to go out there with their cars and like headlights and dance. And
this is the middle of nowhere.
That's 50s, right?
Yeah, that's like 50s. Yeah.
To me, I don't even think about 30 being built. Like I
just
in my head, I've been there since the dawn of time.
You know? I grew up in the wrong era, dude. I wish I was born in like the 30s. I really do.
Hell no.
I do. Yes.
So what? You have to like properly meet your girlfriend and then look at her.
What's wrong with that?
Look at her hairy.
That's where he goes. Right?
What's wrong with that?
Her no deodorant.
Have you never had hairy pussy?
No toothpaste.
Yeah, but it was more of like.
You accepted it?
She was making the statement like, bam. Like,
I took that fucking shit.
This is where you go directly? That's where you go?
She was like, yeah, I'm going to listen.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So then go back in the 30s and then start trends like, hey girl, get like the little landing strip. Hey girl,
I would like to be Howard Hughes back then.
Who the hell is Howard Hughes?
Are you serious?
No. You watched the movie The Aviator?
The Aviator? Leonardo DiCaprio played him?
He would.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a true story.
Yeah.
It's
really?
The real
Howard right now. Yeah.
Dude, are you kidding me?
The real Howard Hughes was his family-owned tool company. They got multi-million. It'd be like billionaires nowadays.
Yeah.
Equivalent to it. But anyways, he was an oddball. You know, he had all the money in the world, so he started. He made the world famous movie about Hell's Angels planes. It's called Hell's Angels. It was about warplanes. Anyways, I don't forget what we were talking about.
Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
Howard Hughes.
The first one of the day.
All right. Funny.
Hello, parents.
It's not the parents. It's gonna be fun.
You ever open sippy cups? Tastes like curdled milk. Smell horrible. And thought to yourself, if only I had a spoon, I would eat this so fast. Well, good news. You can now get that at your local store and the local dairy. Fermented apple juice? That's in there too. Look for it in your local grocer. Thank you. Have a good sick day.
Have a good sick day. Right, you like it?
I think it tastes good, but like I said, I don't know were the proper procedures followed as far as cooking a beef tongue. I don't know what they are, so I trust you do, right?
No, absolutely not.
Is your third one? Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. I think to let you guys know what's happening here is Tuna has he put in a slow cooker some lengua here, some cow tongue,
beef tongue,
beef tongue,
cow head,
and it's It's a little gamey. I'm trying this
no,
for the
it's
first
not
time.
gamey.
What I'd like to know is if the cow was killed just to get the tongue, or was the cow